Hello everyone, it's Melanie here with Vintage Hill Studio. I'm so glad you could join me today. We'll be making this Cricut love card using the Simple Holiday Cards, and we'll make 2 cards with 1 cutout, and this is what they'll look like. So intricate and beautiful, using both the positive and the negative. So the first cut is done at 5.5 inches. The cutout will be 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and the card base will be 4.25 by 5.5 inches. I'll score at 4.25 to make my card, and you want to make sure you're using not too light, not too heavy of cardstock, because you need to be able to fold this. You can see the intricacy of the cut. It needs to be structurally sound enough to support a card base. So again, a medium weight cardstock here. And there's our first cut. Now you can use any pattern paper to back this, and you'll see how beautiful this comes out. I chose this paper, which can be both feminine or masculine, because it's very hard to come up with a multi-purpose Valentine's card like this. Okay, and then there's the secondary piece of my pattern paper, and you're going to see I'm going to take the negative from the first cutout, because look what this leaves behind on your pad here. It's so beautiful, you might as well use it. So without adhering anything to the first cutout, I'm going to take my secondary paper and a little bit of washi tape, and I'm going to adhere this down just so I can use this to piece these negative pieces into, I'll call it the stencil of the first cutout. So we'll be doing a little bit of paper piecing here. Take my scraper and get that off my sticky mat, and you can see these are going to fit right in here. Now they do fit pretty tightly. So you can see what I've learned is I'll take that stencil layout there and pick it up, and this is what's going to be left behind on your second piece of paper. So I just use very light dots of liquid adhesive on my cutouts as I place the negative into the positive cutout, because I don't want any of the glue to ooze out on my original, especially on black. Even though the glue dries clear, it will leave a residue. So carefully placing that into each of these pieces. And then I periodically lift that stencil up and make sure that all the little intricate ends are fully adhered to my second piece of paper. Right, so you'll go through and do that for all those pieces, and here's what it looks like. Now I'll give you a little more example here of how I'm lifting and pressing as I go through the letters in the word love. This looks like it takes a little time, and it does, but it's so worth it. And again, you're using scraps off of your mat that you normally would scrape off and throw away. So as you're going through some of your other Cricut cutouts, if they have the intricacy of this type of cutout, take a look at what's left on your mat and see if you can use that for a second card. It's a great way to reuse your scraps. Okay, I'm just going to finish up with the last 2 letters, and as you can see, I'm lifting and pressing between each letter that I adhere. And just wait for the reveal here. It is so astounding. I'm so happy I used the negative part of my cutout. So all I have to do is simply remove my second piece of paper, give it a good press to make sure all the adhesion is completely down. There's my first card and my secondary. So again, another card base of 4.25 by 5.5 inches, and I'll quickly adhere this negative piece to that card front, and I will have 2 Valentine's Day cards in no time. As you can see, I'm working on my silicone mat. This is a microwave mat, but it keeps my roller adhesive and my liquid adhesive from sticking. Nothing will stick to the silicone, which makes it a great work mat for these type of cards. There's my 2 finished cards. And I think they turned out beautifully. One positive, one negative. It's hard to tell the difference after they're done, but they're just lovely cards. And here is my finished card. You can see the detail of the cutout. My inside stamp. Back signature stamp. Card number 1. The same stamp used on the inside of card number 2. And in no time you've finished 2 Valentine's Day cards with 1 cutout. I hope you got inspired to take a look at some of your cutouts, and you'll give this a try and come back and see me real soon. Happy crafting, everyone!